And now, will you please welcome the reigning European champions and your home team, England. National anthem sung by mezzo-soprano Tabitha Reynolds. For those that are able, please remain standing for the national anthem. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the players. First up, it's France, who line up as follows. First up, the captain, and wearing a number 2, Gilles Clossels. Wearing a number 4, Jeremy Bosson. Wearing 5, Adrien Zitel. Wearing 7, Danny Deloiler. Wearing 12, Guillaume Motz. Wearing 13, Nicolas Clossel. Wearing 1, Lionel Alazad. Wearing 8, Thomas Duhal. Wearing 14, Arno Vargas. And wearing 15, Julien Penella. And
against an England team, favourites for the World Cup. Let's have a look at the selection of Tom Coyd then. Joe Coyd starts with Lewis King, Nathan Collins, Tom Halliwell and Rob Hawkins in the back line. It's Simpson, Bashara, Rigby and Roberts on the bench. What about the French then? The French side go with Bosson, Zitel, Deloiler, Motz and Clossels, with Alazar, Clossels, Duhal, Vargas and Penella on the bench. Yeah. Six tackles, you got a kick at the end of it, you get 4 for a try, the hits are just as big, the skill's just as good, but if anything, the game's a little bit quicker, isn't it?
Absolutely. You know, we'll see, the game will be end-to-end. This has been tipped to be a very, very physical encounter. One thing you do notice on the ice straight away is the sheer size of the French side today. You know, they'll be really going after it. The coach mentioned a healthy hatred between the two. And again, we're just seeing the teams now just finally getting around each other, psyching each other up for kickoff. Huge game in context of preparation for next year's World Cup, isn't it, Mark?
It is indeed. There's a game for the England Knights against the French Espoir on Friday night, when the remainder of the squads will get a game as well. And then we're back here on Saturday afternoon where the two teams will be playing for the Fauteuil Trophy, named in respect of Robert Fauteuil and Malcolm Keelty, two of the founders of rugby league, as the kick-off goes deep and it bounces dead. So first advantage to England. They've kicked the kick-off, it's gone dead in goal, and that now means that they've got a controlled restart. Here come the French then, bringing it forward. To make the tackle, you've got to remove one of the tags on the shoulder. The player cannot play the ball until that tag has been replaced. So that, you see the tag being removed there, and forward come France up the middle with Moitz tackled. He'll slip the ball away. He's looking for Busson down that left-hand side. England defending. This is the last tackle. They're going to run it out wide, and a player out of his chair in the first set. The referee will stop play. Those are the only stoppages you'll get when a player comes out of his chair or they lose a wheel. Get used to it, Carl. It's going to happen plenty of times tonight.
Yeah, and it was the smallest man on the field that managed to put Zittel on the floor.
Well, set restart here, Carl, because England played at the kick, and now the French will come forward and another big collision. And that was between Denouvilliers and Collins, who had a bit of a set too.
They sure did,
last time they met up.
Yeah, 2017, the opening game of the World Cup, them two went at it. Here's a David and Goliath and sheer size in a mixed match, but Collins, he will not back down. And he restarts the England side off here.
So England have got the ball back. Can they now bring the ball forward? Referee said the ball was played from the wrong spot, so they'll play it again. Here they go now with Halliwell, the captain, up the middle. England working their way forward. Collins quick. Oh, again, he's out of his chair. And another big collision, middle of the field. Collins with a smile on his face will bounce back up. He is your typical cheeky little rugby league halfback, isn't he, Collins?
Sure is. He's not afraid to take the ball into the line, and for that there, Jeremy Busson just clatters him, and there's another man down here. Another stoppage in play.
Well, we were told, Carl, to expect more ferocity than we've seen, and we've been lucky enough to watch a few of these games in the regular season here in the domestic competition. We watched England beat Wales as well, and now England coming forward again. Tackle not made. That was a good run there from Coyd. Flick pass inside. Here goes King. King gets the ball away. Did that go forward? I think it did from Collins.
Yeah, super hands there amongst England. Halliwell supplying the pass to Collins, but it's just in front of him and he can't gather in time. And it's deemed to go forward, and it's France who have the restart now.
Just going back to that point, Carl, I think we've seen more players on the floor in the opening, 2.5 minutes than we've seen in most games. I think that is a reflection of the intent.
Absolutely, yeah. The intent, the commitment. Again, that healthy hatred. Well, that's how you impose yourself in games. You go after each other and try and put a marker down early on.
And defence is key here. You see the players have got reserve tags, and now there's a break down the far side. Busson showing his pace, dumps the ball back inside. That was beautifully picked up by Purcell. Gets the ball away on this near side. Zittel now looking to work in from the touchline. There's 3 England players there. They make the tackle, but a short enough, but he's not played the ball correctly.
Sorry there, Mark, it's a penalty. And why that's a penalty, when you take one tag off, that's okay, but if you deem to pull it off another second later, the opposite tag, that's deemed almost like a flop, so that's why the penalty's awarded.
It is. Heads up here in the commentary box as they kick for touch. Yes, Carl was saying there, you have to replace the tag, and normally removal of the second tag is deemed as foul play, but you can see there were 3 defenders in there and the tags were taken off simultaneously, so both had to be replaced. As Halliwell down the short side now evades tackles, gets a quick play of the ball. Collins flicked it on. It's play on. The referee let them get away with that. England, they come down this near side now. Coyd looking for support, couldn't get the pass away, and he's tackled, and now he'll need help to get back into his chair. Joe Coyd of the Argonauts. But they're in good position here, England, looking to break the deadlock. Halliwell takes it, flicks it short side to Collins. Collins ducks under one tackle. He's taken by Denouvilliers, and now the ball coming across the centre of the field. Coyd avoiding tackles, will offload the ball to Collins. Collins will kick over the top. This is going to be dealt with by France. They're in their own in goal, and they will have to drop out from underneath their own post. It was a little chip over the top from Collins. Brilliant from England.
Yeah, perfect weight on the kick from Collins. He wanted the bounce and he got it. Sat up in goal, and the tackle was complete in goal, so that's why England get the restart, just like in the normal running game of a dropout.
Another big collision as Collins offloads the ball. Flick pass here now. Finds King. King gets it away. And the referee said the tackle was made, so they'll come back and play the ball again. But England getting on the front foot here. Halliwell, midway inside the French half, flicks the pass away. A bone-rattling tackle. That came in there from Clausel.
Time off.
Already, I think we're seeing people seeing a home card 5 minutes in. This has gone up a level.
No, it certainly has. And as you expect in an international, the intensity lifts.
Yeah,
So it should.
Reversing the play. Little kick over the top. King is after it, but it is, well, did it roll dead or was it knocked out? It rolled dead. Yeah. And you have to say, credit to France there. Put under pressure early on. They've defended it nicely.
Definitely, England moving the ball well amongst themselves. And adding into that, the clever, the smarts from Collins.
It's okay.
Such almost perfect weight on most of his kicks. That one just a bit too much purchase on and just trickles over the line.
You wonder if the intensity of this game, remember that France have not played for 18 months or so. You wonder how they can adapt to that. But they are the world champions, and now the kick chase downfield. The ball bounces in play. Will it favour the French or will it run dead? It will run dead. And it's probably a good job because Jeremy Boisson down this near side was flying to the try line, but he just couldn't get there in time.
Yeah, a super kick from Nico Clausels. And it's Jeremy Boisson. You know, he must be 6'4". I expect when they get near the England line, they'll look for crossfield kicks for him.
Oh, now as that offload, it's back to zero, says the official, and England are looking to attack here. Now they'll move it to Collins, flick pass inside, and Coyd is tackled. The tackle's flying in early on here at Medway. Now they're up towards halfway, England. Good tackle made by Boisson. Ball now with Halliwell. Halliwell's quick, flicks the pass out. It comes off a French player, so it's back to zero, and Halliwell will get it back. The referee will stop play here because there was a player out of his chair in the field of play. It was Zittel who couldn't quite hang on to it, but Halliwell already, Carl, is showing his running strength here.
He certainly is. You know, he was so important in that grand final. You know, he had 5 tries and he was the man of the match in Leeds Rhinos Challenge Cup final win.
Well, here come England now, moving it through the hands, going for the corner. Good tackle again. Boisson at the moment seems to be everywhere. As the ball with King, he's tackled. Couple of metres out. Collins is bundled out, but there's a penalty offside against the French. On their own line, they're desperate, the French at the moment. The tackles, the hits are coming in. You've got to be brave to play the line tonight.
And it's that quick play of the ball from Lewis King. He manages to regather his tag. Once he puts the tag back onto his shoulder, that's the play on the play of the ball. The French can't get back in time, and Collins digs straight into the line and wins his side a penalty.
He'll tap this ball in front of the French post as England look for the first points. All with Halliwell, defence on top again. England are loading numbers initially down the short side. You'll see that a lot. The players moving behind the play of the ball as Collins takes it in. Now he looks for the flick pass. Chance for England here. Well, they could not offload. Coyd couldn't get it away. Ball going to come back now. Collins fires a pass to Halliwell. Halliwell with bodies outside him, and again Boisson is there.
Number 4.
Again the players knocked out of the chest. £10,000 these chairs cost. They're lightweight stuff as England thought they got in through King. Now they'll try and barge their way over. And the ball has gone out of play. And it's going to be another goal line dropout from the French. This is fast and furious, Carl.
It sure is. Boisson, he's been everywhere, stopping, denying England a try. And Collins goes into Halliwell. Halliwell finds King.
Yeah, it's a play of the ball then for England. They're over in this near corner. Now they're trying to get through again. It's that man Boisson. They come down the short side. They're trying to straighten things up with Coyd. Coyd now will play the ball. Halliwell moves it wide. King can't get the ball away. But England had camped on the French line. The pass goes out wide to Collins. Collins is tackled a couple of metres out. Still England knock on the door. Little kick through. Now who did that come off? It's going to be played on. But the referee has said that it will be a penalty to France. So France again, 9 minutes seemingly, Kyle, spent in their own half. It's still 0-0.
I would say even in their own quarter of the field, really. They've had to do all the defending. But they've answered every question England's thrown at them. Jeremy Boisson, he's been everywhere. I mentioned the size of him, 6'4", and his arms are just as long. It's so easy to grab all of the tags of England and stop them in the tracks.
What a kick for touch that was as well, by the way. From inside their own quarter of the field, they'll start way inside the England half, and Clouseau will tap the ball, gets it away to Zittel. Zittel tackles, and France now looking for quick ball, and they've got it as well. Center of the field, Clouseau gets it away, looping pass over the top, pulls on the ground. It's there to be one. England pounce on it, they will. A roar of approval goes round Medway. And it's England's turn to defend their own line, and now the pace of the break gets them up towards halfway. It's breathtaking stuff.
It sure is. France perhaps a bit guilty of overplaying, throwing the ball over the top, trying to look for the speculator. And it was Coyd who mopped it all up for England. And transitions defence into attack.
Now the ball on halfway. Collins has it. Little kick over the top again. The French turn. They're sprinting back towards their own line. Was there a hand on that? There's a French player out of his chair down below us as the chase went on. But they'll start with the ball, the French team, so they manage that situation pretty well. Well, we've seen the cup final, we've seen the grand final, Kyle. This has gone up way up the scale, hasn't it?
It certainly has. Look at the numbers in the frame there as we're seeing chasing Collins' kick. As soon as he puts it in from the halfway point, the All-England shirts hit the goal button and chase hard. The French deny once again.
France have the ball, coming forward again. Thank you for your company tonight on the Red Button BBC website and on the iPlayer, of course.
Number 4.
There's a ball with France now, and again Clouseau who kicks the ball. Now there's chases on. Will it stay in the field of play? It won't. It's knocked dead by the youngster Rob Hawkins of Halifax. Quick to get back, knocks the ball dead. England will drop out underneath their own post.
Yeah, it was the pace of Adrien Zittel. His quick play of the ball allowed Nico Clouseau just to take the ball straight over the advantage line. Collins couldn't get back, and a beautiful little kick.
Here now comes Busson. 5 players on the field at any one time. A limited substitutes. Ball now moving wide. Here's a chance out for France. Going for the corner. Scrambling defence across there. Gets to them. They're trying to squeeze in at the corner. And it could be the first try. But no, the official was right on the spot. Deems that Busson has gone into touch as he tried to ground the ball in goal.
Yeah, it was beautiful hands from the French. And he's there. He's trying to squeeze in the corner. The 6'4" frame of him. But it's Collins who just does enough to put him over the touchline there and deny what should have been a try for them.
These are tough carries, springing it off your own line. You know that better than I will.
Absolutely.
These are where you make the meters all add up at the end of the game. As a nice little sidestep through the middle.
And the back, please. 5.
Referee wasn't happy with the play of the ball there, so just asked that play is restarted. One of the brief stoppages in play here.
4, go.
And the ball now with Collins. Again, he'll kick over the top. Again, the French turn and retreat towards their own line. They can get the ball, but can they get out? No, they can't. It's going to be another goal line restart. We mention in any game of rugby league how important the kicking game is, and Collins at the moment seems to have found his distance.
Yeah, he's the man of it all. The orchestra is here on the ball again. He's made the
collision. And the shirt tag ripped off. As the ball now coming forward. Nice little bit of evasive skills there. Good work from Coyd. Turns it back inside to his Argonauts teammate King. Tackle was made on King before he offloaded it. But England looking a little bit more fluent in attack as they come forward with Halliwell. Halliwell loses the tag, realises just in time, plays it to Collins. Collins along the line, neat hands there.
Beautiful pass.
Little duck under. Now they've created a gap. They move the ball wide to Halliwell. Halliwell with a little show and go, cuts back inside, spins. He's still got the ball. He dumps it back to Collins. Collins trying to keep it alive. He's stopped a couple of metres out. And now England will go again. But there's a tag not being replaced by Collins, and that will be a penalty. That was England's best chance.
Yeah, it was an incorrect play of the ball from Collins, but I think every single player in an England shirt touched the ball then. The skill was all there to be seen. What about this here? Oh. The ball's just nearly hit us up here. Commentating there.
You need to catch that next time, Kyle. Come on, I know you're a front rower, but you could have caught that. Kick for touch is a good one. France still level with England. We were told to expect tight and tense. It's International Rugby League, live on the BBC. And France coming forward again, trying to work it out wide on that far side. Good skill again from XIII.
Yeah.
And now the ball across the field. Big collision, but got the ball away. And now Moat's trying to go down this near side. He's tackled. There's an England player out of his chair, and England are in trouble here. Ball moves out wide, round the corner pass. XIII going for the corner. And Adrien XIII. Well, as he lost his tag and putting the ball down, the referee undecided has said that England have got back just in the nick of time.
Well, what a tackle that was. To deny XIII a certain try. It's here, Nico Clausel supplies the pass to the big man.
Yeah, now the kick in goal is grounded by England, but they've managed somehow to stay in the field of play. So England survive. France showing that when they get the ball in good territory, they're going to be a handful here as Collins comes forward. Man of the match in the grand final for Leeds as they completed the treble domestically here in the UK. As the ball not played correctly, I don't think, and the referee has said that will be France ball.
No, they're going to take a shot at goal here.
Front here from the kicking tee, big crowd looking on.
Yeah. He's France's best player.
Here he comes now, we'll send it towards the post, no mistake. And France, well, it's a game usually, wheelchair rugby league, that points are scored fast. Not tonight. Every point is going to have to be earned. Remember, these two teams will do it again on Saturday afternoon, again live on the BBC Red Button. There's another good burst up towards halfway. And the tackle is made there on Denouillier. Centre field.
You would never have thought that France hadn't played for 18 months. They don't look like they've missed a beat, do they, Mark?
No, they don't. And that's why they're the best team in the world. As the kick bounced off an England player. I'm not sure it was played at. Referee's going to say, well, he's saying it was played at. Tight decision.
Perhaps so. But it doesn't matter now. They've got another set to deal with. And here goes Nico Clausel. He's doing everything he can to evade it. He supplies to the big man.
Denouillier, he goes through the middle. He's got defenders backing off. Little kick for the corner, and it just rolls out. Bousson was doing everything to get there. And in the end, he may have got a nudge off Lewis King that knocked him over the sideline, but England survived. But they've been asked some big questions.
Yeah, they sure have. Danny Denouillier, he puts the kick in for Bousson again. I've been really impressed with him. He seems to be everywhere, Jeremy Bousson.
England trailing by 2, almost a quarter of the game gone already, and people, as England kick downfield, people will look at the speed of the game compared to their normal game of rugby league. It is absolutely frantic at times.
It really is end to end. So physical as well. You don't really appreciate it until you're live here and you hear the noise. It almost you can feel the vibrations through your feet as we stand here.
You can indeed. Halliwell is tackled. We'll play the ball now. Neat little move from King. King offloads here. Coy, little flick out of the back here. Gets it to Halliwell. Halliwell goes forward. Looks to play the ball now. Collins takes it. He's denied. We'll play the ball quickly back to Halliwell. And again, Nathan Collins is deemed not to have placed his tags correctly. Now, he looks like he's got 2 tags on his shirt there. And again, you can almost sense the frustration of England.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter, you have to get on with it. I've never known a referee to give a penalty and then change his mind if a player was to complain. And France here look to restart on the halfway line. The rest of the team, we start seeing some changes being made there as Moats makes way for the 58-year-old uncle of Nico Clausel's in Gilles Clausel.
Yeah, he's into the action. Here goes Bousson again. He's working his way forward, turns it back inside. Neat hands here. A little bit of a juggle there from the veteran Clausel, but he hangs on to it. Ball taken forward by Denouillier. Centre field. Now they're going towards the posts again. Pinella, who's onto the field. Where's 15? He's looking. You can see the French are going down the short side here. That's where they're looking to attack. No, they're not. Midfield kick plucked out of the air by England, who looked to launch a counter-attack. Halliwell was all over that. He wasn't caught snoozing on the blind side there, Kyle Amor.
No, and it had to be an all. Such a clever kick. You know, for everyone else's money in the stadium, we thought we were going down England's right-hand side, but Nico Clausel, a clever kick back across field, and Halley was there to anticipate the kick and deny France any opportunity in that set.
Here now, a little break up the middle. Hawkins was in support, didn't get the ball. And now forward, a little kick over the top, regathered on the full. And France have got it back, and England at the moment are finding the French more than a match for them.
Yeah, definitely. I just feel the French have upped the ante over the last sort of 5 minutes, you'd think, Mark, wouldn't you? But, and it looks like England who are really struggling in this part of the game. As in all games and all sport, ebbs and flows throughout.
Well, we've just seen Seb Bashara, where's Forrest? There's an error there from the experienced Gilles Clausel, who knocks the ball on. Bashara, an interesting backstory for him. Lives in France, plays for the Dragons, but he represents England through parentage, and here he is. He'd love to score against some of his teammates here. There's a ball down the short side. Hawkins takes it in, but the referee has said he went forward. Hawkins thought he was over for the try, but England pegged back by the referee's whistle.
Yeah, it was Halliwell with an outrageous, gorgeous offload, really. He goes to go over the top for Hawkins, but it deemed to have gone forward. Chance gone begging. You're just seeing it there again. Judge to go forward.
Ball now going downfield with France. They lead by that solitary Nico Clausel. Penalty goal. France tackle just inside their own half. Kick over the top. They knew Willier is after it, but he realises the ball's going to just skip away, and that's the trouble. If you don't quite get the weight right on the kick, Kyle, on this hard service, it's going to go out. This is a forward pass then. See it again. Oh, I'll tell you what, it's tight. It's a tight call again, isn't it?
Inches, wasn't it? But you know, with the kicks there that you just mentioned, Mark, perhaps that, you know, an area for France that's a little bit ring rusty in that department. But the idea, right, but the execution wasn't quite there.
Yeah, but England have turned it over, and now France come forward again, and France are looking to attack. They've got tackles in the bank here. They move it wide. They've got numbers if they can execute, and they have gone in. They have gone over. It's a veteran, Gilles Clausel, who gets the ball over the line. France caught England napping. They had the numbers, and this time England's scrambling defence couldn't get there. The French skipper has extended the lead. France leads 6-0.
Yeah, unbelievable finish there from Gilles Clausel. As we've just seen here now, it's the big man Bosson. He gets to play the ball, supplies Nico Clausel, who provides Denis Willier.
There's a little bit of an inquest underneath the post for England. Just having a chat about maybe what's not quite going right. As the kick now towards the post, the flanks go up again. And
England came out the blocks like a house on fire. For the last sort of 10 minutes, it's been all the French, and they've been worthy of the 8-0.
They have. This fella's right at the heart of it, isn't he? Jeremy Bosson.
I've been very impressed with him.
Yeah. Plays for the Catalans Dragons. It's been a good year, hasn't it, for French Rugby League, with the Dragons getting to the Super League Grand Final, Toulouse making it to Super League from the Championship, and now the French national team, Wheelchair Rugby League, are here in England, showing their prowess as well. The try scorer, Clausel, has it, gets it away to Nico Clausel, and now they're on the ball again. Little kick over the top. Knocked on there. That was unfortunate, and a huge collision sends the England player out of his chair. But it's good for England that Bosson didn't take that ball in, Kyle, or he would have been in at the corner.
Absolutely. A clever kick. Crossfield again. Nico Clausel, he says he hands all over the England player, and that's a penalty. Possibly might end up in a bit more trouble here as the referee's having a word with him, a professional foul.
And taking that in, he was hit, but look at that collision. The kick for touch is a good one. And England need to stay calm here, Carl. No need to panic. Still plenty of time left in this game.
Yeah, you're dead right. And again, the last 4 times they've played each other, there's only been 1 score in it, so they know they'll get back into the game. History tells them that.
Yep, down the short side they come. Ball flicked back inside. Bashara offloads it. Here now is Hawkins. We know he's quick over the field as well. Quick play of the ball. Bashara weaves his way. Oh, what an offload. Down the short side. Hawkins going for the try. He's in. England have scored. Wonderful try. And it was Bashara at the heart of it. The evasive skills, the flick pass. And Rob Hawkins with a pace to finish it off. England hit back. England 4, France 8.
Yeah, and just exactly what they needed, Mark. We called for England to calm down and get composure again. And with 13 minutes left on the clock, it's Hawkins with a quick play of the ball, and Bashara is weaving and waving the wand all over the place with ball in hand. Supplies it back to Hawkins, who stays
Try scorer. And here is Joe Coyd. Comes forward, strikes it confidently, the flags go up, and England.
For Hawkins, who just steams away, he's too quick in the chair.
High restart, regathered by Bashara, who's clattered by Pinella. Two subs going at it there, and that's the thing with these two teams, the strength coming off the bench. Things aren't going to ease up at any point in this game. Bashara again, who's certainly given England a bit of go forward middle of the field. Ball taken over halfway, and here's Bashara again, and again he's slammed by Pinella.
He's really injected himself into the game, hasn't he, Bashara?
Well,
to only find out that the World Cup had been knocked back a year due to the pandemic.
Here come England kicking over the top, well dealt with by Denis. Did well underneath his own post there, but even when the chair gets broken, the game stops for no more than 10-15 seconds. This is fast, it's frenetic, and now a forward pass from France inside their own quarter of the field. A huge turnover for England.
Yeah. Both uncle and nephew both looking at each other, not happy with one another there with that pass. It just allows England a chance again. And France have defended the try line very well against England's good ball attack, but Adam Rigby's onto the field.
He is indeed. Rigby, Wigan Warriors player, and now England moving the ball across the line, going in the try. But has the tag been ripped off? It has. The try will not count. That was another tight decision.
It sure was. All done at breakneck speed as well.
They thought they were in England as Rigby will bring it forward. Played in the grand final for Leyland. Ball now goes towards that far touchline side. Halliwell tries to reach out, and Halliwell has scored. He got the ball down.
Just manages to get to Halliwell in time before he puts the ball down.
Here's Rigby again, attracting defenders. Flick pass, and the whistle blows. And the referee has said it's a penalty to England. Offside from France. You'd have liked maybe to see a little bit of an advantage there.
Yeah, it was another big collision there. Nico Clausel's on Seb Baccieri.
And here the ball now goes back, bouncing around. It's on the ground. I think England are going to have been deemed to knock this on. And they have. The official, with a bit of help from the official near side, Kyle.
Moment, please.
Desperate stuff once again from France, denying them two try-scoring opportunities here down the left side. And then the other one there from Tom Halliwell. They do enough. The desire, the determination to deny them with getting them tags is enough to keep them away. Frustrating for England, perhaps.
2-point ball game. 8-6. Slick pass there, finds Busson. Busson drives forward again. Ball kicked over the top. Here's a chance down the short side, but the ball bounced in favour of England, and Halliwell was there to pick it up, and England will bring it back, trailing by 2. Just about 9 minutes or so left to the break. Another player out of the chair.
Very physical opening half.
Another collision. Tom Halliwell for the first time out of his chair. Here's Bashara again. England up to the halfway line. Flick pass. Halliwell takes it forward. Moves it across the field. Tackle is made.
And
now the referee has awarded the ball to France.
They just got caught with ball in hand on the last play. Perhaps lacking a bit of composure now. England seems to be a little bit rattled.
It's so fast the game, isn't it? As Clausel, that's Nico Clausel. A name that will strike fear into the hearts of England wheelchair rugby league players and fans alike. That World Cup
Number 2.
winning try in 2017.
Okay.
As the ball now down the short side. Oh,
Up,
what a
up,
hit
up, up,
there.
up. 4,
Bashara
please,
made the
please.
tackle, and he's pushed away. Just the first sign there of tempers fraying.
4. Game.
As the chairs
4.
just got clashed together there.
Teammate on teammate there, both at the Dragons.
Here now the ball goes forward. Clausel, has he been tackled? No, he hasn't. He has now, just up against the post. Now the flick pass comes back to Clausel. Needs support. Good hands. And they still keep it alive here. France, it could be about to go in under the post. Did they get this ball down?
No, Bashara got him.
The tackle made. Inches away, millimetres away. France from extending their lead.
Yeah, he was all off the cuff, all that lib. France keeping the ball alive.
James Simpson, player coach of the Leeds Rhinos on the treble. He's out onto the field. He'll have plenty of experience. As Bashara's ducked out of his chair, and he's not happy about that. He feels he was taken off the ball.
Yeah.
And now comes Dick Roberts, who we saw get a hat-trick in the grand final for Leyland. He can add a bit of explosivity middle of the field.
Absolutely, he's so quick in the chair, and if Collins was on, I'm sure he'd be kicking for Declan Roberts.
Roberts kicks over the top, needs a bounce though, it could be a bit too strong, it is.
It's okay.
It rolls dead, so France get it back. We're inside the final 7 of what has been a pulsating first half. England 6, France 8.
Yeah, Seb Bashara putting himself around.
Okay.
He's really trying to impose himself, and there's a big shot there from Coyd.
Certainly is. Ball comes forward though, and here down this near side is Pennella. Pennella's tackled just over the halfway line. He'll play the ball now.
Number 3.
Here comes Clausel, a veteran. But in wheelchair rugby league, it's up to people, men and women of all ages. It really is an inclusive sport. We've seen that here tonight. As the ball now works its way forward. France looking for a second try. Nico Clausel is eventually tackled by Bashara, but gets a quick play of the ball. And the ball over the line.
I think that's a try.
This time the veteran will not be denied. Gilles Clausel, try awarded. A second try on the night. And it's all about the Clausel boys.
Yeah. Nico Clausel plays the ball so quick that Declan Roberts and Adam Rigby, they had to turn the corner in order to get back on side. We're seeing here, there, Rigby can't quite reload quick enough. And Gilles Clausel, well, he's the only one of the French boys who's anticipating how quick that play the ball in.
Down with 4.5 left in the first half.
2 tries. It's worth mentioning again that he's 58 years old. He's the oldest player on the field by some way. But yeah, he's the man of the moment at the minute.
Well, we spoke to Martin Coyle, who's the general manager of the England team, and when he said to us about Gilles Clausel, he said he's tough, uncompromising, and he's a heck of a rugby league player. He's showing us that here tonight at Medway Park live on the BBC red button, on the iPlayer and on the BBC website as well. And France would hope here, if they can, to extend their lead before the break. Ball going forward with Julien Pennella. Euskadi, little dribble kicking behind. Simpson will gather that on his own line. That was pretty routine for Simpson. He's a quality operator.
Yeah, clever play from Simpson. It looked like Danny Denouer was going to kick to the right corner. It fooled everybody, but apart from Simpson, he was there to mop it up. As Bashara takes us forward now.
He's been outstanding, hasn't he, Bashara, since he came on?
He sure has, yeah.
Number 4.
All going forward. Penalty against England. The penalty given away again. And when you've got the ball in your possession, Carl, it's a cardinal sin, isn't it?
Absolutely. You know, we've seen that a number of times from Declan Roberts, if we can cast our minds back to the grand final on a couple of occasions. Lionel Alazard. And of course, the big number 7, Delaware. Both winning in 2013 and 17, so the quality is all out there at the minute on the field.
Here comes the kick, and again the flags go up.
Point deficit for England now. There's 2 minutes left on the clock. If they can get something out of this, they can regather at half time. It's a short kick off there from Roberts. Clever stuff.
Well picked up though there by Busson. As France now work their way forward. Tackle is made just short of the halfway line. Ball moving across the field. Now they've got it with Busson. Flick pass inside to Clausel. He's wrapped up on the halfway line. Third tackle. Ball moves wide now to Dino Willier. Oh, it's intercepted by England. They needed that. And now they've got a chance here on the counter as they look to get the ball away. Rick gets it to Simpson. Simpson tackled on halfway. England needed that.
Yeah, they did.
Back, please. Okay.
Delaware just overplaying, throwing a blind pass over the shoulder. Not what the French needed or wanted, really, with 12 points over 2 minutes to go. It gives England a chance with a minute remaining. There's Simpson now.
Number 4.
And England just edging their way forward. Here now is Coy, little flick pass, Bashara again, showing that ability to keep the ball, but he's kicked it and his teammates were backtracking, getting ready for the next play of the ball. That may be the first error that Bashara's made.
Yeah. Again, I think he thought, here goes Danny Delaware.
Number 2.
But I think Bashara, he wanted to kick, but didn't quite get enough on it now as Clausel goes forward.
And now it's quick from France. And now they're going for the corner with Busson. And
okay.
It could be a decisive moment
okay.
in this test match. Busson outpaces the England defence. And right before the break, France have their third try. And it could be a crucial one.
Yeah. And that man, Jeremy Busson, he is a try-scoring machine for this side. But it was the pace and the power and the transition that I was so impressed with there. And it all starts off the back of a said Bashara, really a poor kick. Nico Clausel there to Penella. He supplies the ball to Jeremy Busson. He's got a walk in. The players all celebrating in the background, and then pictures there you can just see now. But it's here, Clausel to Penella, digs into the line.
Clausel, who's 4 from 4 off the kicking tee tonight, will look to make it an emphatic 16-point lead at the break as he kicks towards the post. Go into the dressing room here at Medway Park. Half-time, England 6. France 24.
But at the moment, it's all in the ascendancy of the French. Let's see how England respond over these next 40 minutes. While the victory or the outcome may not be that important of this game, the preparation for what's to come in the World Cup certainly is.
Yeah, and the kickoff is allowed to bounce. England with Bashara will collect it straight there. Gilles Clausel. There'll be people at home thinking, oh, when I'm 58, I can get around like that fella does.
Absolutely,
yeah. He is enjoying life as an international rugby league player.
Yeah.
Ball with England coming forward. Tackle made on Halliwell. The captain not really had too many opportunities to break free. Was that played at? It was by France, so England will get the ball back as we see Adam Rigby knocked out of his chair. But England now with a chance here and a chance to end the set in an attacking way.
Yeah, that ball knocked forward. I absolutely agree with you, Mark, with Halliwell. It's been pretty quiet in terms of his standards. Not quite sure if it's been just sometimes that how it goes in a game, or has it been the French defence. But here's Simpson now looking to promote the ball. He taps it, and there's Halliwell.
Here he is now into the game, Halliwell. Down the short side, great ball to Bashara.
Number 4.
Bashara is tackled. England now looking now as they come across the field. Great pass. Could be a chance here.
Desperate tackle.
Well, it's a desperate tackle on the line. England thought they scored.
Penella doing everything he can to deny them.
Yeah, Deck Robertson was held on the line. Referees come onto the field here. I'm not sure what the issue is. I think he was just checking maybe for damage to the chair. We're about to get back underway. Simpson now trying to ghost his way through.
5, 6.
And that will be a turnover, and England again have been caught on the last tackle. And is that a communication error? Is it a lack of just a general lack of understanding of what's going on at that moment in the game, Kyle? It's an error either way.
I think it's perhaps a sign of desperation, knowing that they shouldn't be in this situation. So many points behind.
Number 2.
With perhaps one or two of them trying to do it themselves rather than collectively. The lack of communication, talk. not transparent for each other.
I just heard from the England dressing room, the coach Tom Coyd said it's a really good challenge. The boys are feeling it, but a big second half ahead. He's not joking, is he? This is a big second half for England. They want to try and turn this around. There's another game on Sunday, but you don't want to be losing the opening game of a two-match series. The Knights against the Espoirs as well on Friday night. And some of the fringe England players, even the likes of Freya Levy, will make her England Knights appearance. And the ball now with England coming forward again. Quick play of the ball.
Number 3
was through. But has the tag ripped off his shoulder. Tackle made right underneath the post. And who was there? It was the veteran Clausel. But England now moving the ball. They're getting lovely for Simpson. And James Simpson is over in the corner. England needed first point, second half. And they've come up with them. Great hands in the middle. The Leeds Rhinos duo link up. Halliwell to Simpson.
Showing a bit more often in this half. Perhaps that's the beginning of Simpson dragging his side back into the contest. Perhaps that's something that they can utilise a bit more going forward. A change of angle, a measured offload. It's important that you don't just throw the ball. It has to be there, it has to be measured.
The kickoff is deep. Is it going to be too deep? It is. So England will get the ball back.
Tap 20.
Attendez! Attendez!
It's a perfect start, really, for England.
I've just had a couple of people messaging me just at half-time saying how good were France in the first half, or maybe it's England's. Oh, England's turn to show how good they are, but they've conceded a penalty. Tags not replaced correct.
In again, England ball in hand, not putting the tags on correctly, trying to play too quick.
Here's the kick towards the post, and Gilles takes up where Nico left.
To take it to just over two converted tries. And sometimes when you're getting back into the game and that scoreboard just keeps ticking over, it becomes more and more difficult as the game goes on to try and get that back.
Just a stoppage in play here. I think Tom Halliwell is just reapplying some tags that will allow him hopefully to get a quick play of the ball for England. Thank you for joining us tonight here at Medway Park. Don't forget we're back on Sunday for a 4 o'clock kickoff.
Nearly got the
second of the two-match series.
It's a penalty again.
England against France, and that, Kyle, well, there's no excuse for that. The tackle's made and they've just dumped him out of the chair, and that, as you said, is a penalty.
Yeah, just lacking a bit of composure. Tom Halliwell there, Lionel Alazard. You know, just after you give a penalty away and the scoreboard ticks over with another 2 points, you restart the game. That's not, you don't want to be doing that. And now it's France who have the ascendancy as they begin their set just over the halfway line, transferring the pressure back onto England.
It's okay.
Yeah, and Halliwell there looking for the big shot. You can understand it, but you've got to do it within the laws of the game. And here come France again now. Coming forward, that's Lionel Alazard with a carry for him as the ball now down this near side. Arno Vargas into the action, gets the ball away. Could be a chance, neat sidestep, and it's a great try. Julian Pinella slices his way through the England defence. And France extend their lead again. That was beautiful sidestepping skills from Pinella.
Vargas, he does everything. He tags up as quick as he can. England aren't quite set, and it's that big space in and behind the ruck that Pinella just picks off. Here's Vargas there. The speed away, he reloads that tag. Declan Roberts can't quite get set now. Gilles Clausel's he'll look to take this scoreboard to 30 points to 12, and he does so.
Straight down the middle, 30 points.
The first half, that's 12 points in total that have been given to France. Through them not having to do anything. It's perhaps one area that Tom Coyd and the experienced James Simpson could learn from this if the outcome was to go with France. And Gilles Clausel, he's dancing around them, he's making a fool of them all.
Well, he's almost a pensioner. And he's rolling back the years, isn't he? Absolutely outstanding. Well, we'll get your player of the match later on here, Kyle. And There's going to be some interesting selections. There's a kick over the top. Simpson couldn't gather it, and he's regathered in. And Lionel Alazard makes it 2 tries inside a minute for France. The chip over the top, not dealt with by England, and the world champions now are running riot in Medway.
They are. They're running red hot. And Alazard, he hasn't been on the field long. He chases his own kick. The kick was for the big man, Jeremy Bourson. He wanted the bounce, he got the bounce. He fell back into the hands of his own kick. But look how far he has to come. He has to turn the corner, get round, keep alive. Well, he showed world class there, didn't he, Mark?
He did indeed, as Claussel hits the post, but it drops over. And France getting the rub of the green, but they're also producing some outstanding rugby league here. And whether you're an England fan or a France fan or just a neutral, you can't help but admire the skill that Alazard showed there.
Absolutely. We see here now the first try of France in this half, and it was through Penella in behind the ruck there. That slight change of angle, the hip, the shoulder movement, the ball down on the floor. Wonderful try. And it's all France at the moment.
36 points to 12 in favour of France, and all of a sudden England's task is becoming a very steep one as the ball now moves across in the midfield, and this is the man running the show at the moment, Claussel. Replaces the...
It's a quick play of the ball again, look.
Another kick over the top. England have got bodies back, and the ball regathered by Halliwell. And now they've got to replay the ball midway inside their own half. And France now know that if they're defensively strong here, then they're almost home and hosed, despite the fact there's half an hour left. But England, we know, have got points in them. As now Bashara flicks the ball away. Halliwell, he had the running king outside him, but came back inside. And now Halliwell will look to try and set a play. And here is King. King bounces off Alazard. Alazard makes the tackle. This is the 5th tackle. What have they got? They're going to just dribble the kick in behind. Will it hit the post? It bounces over the post. And France in absolute desperation. Bodies everywhere. Claw the ball away to safety.
Lovely weight on the kick from Declan Roberts. He winds his arm back as if he's going to put in a huge high kick, but he doesn't. He pokes it through. It's that man, once again, Jeremy Bourson, along with Alazard, who do enough just to punch the ball over the dead ball line. Clever, inventive there from Roberts. Can't help but feel watching this that England come across a bit shell-shocked, a bit, you know, I don't think this was in the script for them.
Well, it wasn't, and neither was this from Alazard. Little kick over the top. He might have got a bit of luck with the bounce, but he was in the right place to capitalise on it. And the substitute from Montauban came up with a great try, and they've come up with a great goal line dropout all the way downfield. But England will get the ball back here.
That's the only slight rule that's different from the running game. Normally that would be a repossession back for France if he found touchline, but obviously not in this game. The ball goes back to the attacking side, the defending side, sorry.
Yeah, there's a penalty for England here. Much needed yardage up towards halfway.
Good
Take
punch
cover if you're
downfield,
in the stand.
I've been impressed with Bachara. I think he's been England's best today.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment. It is. I think Tom Curley will have food for thought ahead of his selections for the second game on Sunday. You can catch it live on the BBC Red Button on the iPlayer and on the BBC website from 4. Ball taken forward by Bashara. Bashara gets the ball away, gets it back. Can he get the ball over the top? Oh, he just couldn't find Roberts.
Yeah.
And the pass, whether it went forward or was knocked on, either way, England couldn't take it in.
A shake of the head from Roberts there. Once again, idea was perfect. Looked down the short side. They had them for numbers. Couldn't quite execute.
Yeah.
Number 1.
I think for those joining us for the first time today will be very impressed, and tickets are available for the World Cup. The fixtures are going to be re-announced in the next few weeks. Some big clashes But England on this evidence have got work to do against the world champions France. Ball flooding forward, here they go again. Little chip over the top, brilliant stuff. Will they get the bounce? They try and score. There's a clash of bodies. Bodies flying everywhere.
This team not
Chairs
forward.
everywhere, cameramen everywhere. This is wheelchair rugby league. It's blood and thunder. Look at that.
It's courageous, it's commitment personified, really.
Yeah, no,
Bosson, delicate little kick in behind, but look at all this, that pace. It's just out of our angle, so I'm watching it now back on the replay. And almost got it down, but didn't.
He'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
Bosson, he didn't score there. Ball with Bashara. About to see Nathan Collins back into the action for England. As the ball now goes forward here, now is Roberts, wanted to pass, Collins is on, quickly into the action, the Leeds man of the match in the grand final win over Leyland Warriors as Halliwell gets a great pass away. England break forward now, Roberts evading, he's still going, England flooded through the middle, can they get the try? What a try from Collins, one of the outstanding rugby league tries of the season, from one end of the field to the other. England have the try, and it's an absolute belter.
It certainly is. I won't apologise for getting carried away there. That's the best try that I've ever seen in a rugby league wheelchair game. Everybody on the field in an England shirt had their hands on the ball at some stage in that. We see here Declan Roberts. What about this for skill? Has 3 and 4 of them turned inside out. Supplies the pass. It's Halliwell.
The arena falls silent. They realise this is a big kick. Here he comes now. Sends it confidently. The cheer will tell you everything.
They have to be aware to put the ball, to move forward, to catch, to twist, to turn, to drop the hips. There's so many different things that these guys have got to think about. And it looks like they do it so easy.
They make it look easy, but that's what good players do, isn't
Absolutely.
it? They make it look easy. As England now will bring the ball forward. Bashara carries it again. Ball back inside. Halliwell, who, it's worth noting, we saw him get dumped out of his chair there, Kyle. Dislocated his shoulder in the Super League semi-final. He played in the grand final. You can see why he dislocated his shoulder when he gets thrown about like that. Here's Bashara again, bursting up over the halfway line. The crowd ball knocked back. It came off of France's hand, and it's going to go in a touch. That was played at.
England ball.
Will get this ball back.
This is better from the England side.
It's hard to play fast when your opponent is defensively in your face, but England are starting to find a few gaps now. Collins goes forward.
The reintroduction of that man will certainly be pivotal.
Well, it will, because if there's a gap to be found, he'll be going through it. You can bet your bottom dollar on that one.
Yeah.
England are knocking on the door again. They trail by 18. And now here they go forward again. Roberts, ball back inside. Halliwell reaches there, and the captain scores, or has he knocked it on? The referee's having a chat in goal. They think he might have lost this. This is a huge call in this test match.
It has to be a try,
and it is a try.
The comeback's on. Halliwell.
Great camera work. The finger was on the ball. The picture was perfect, and the captain
To stop this momentum from England. Collins here.
comes forward. And again, the roars are getting a little bit louder, Kyle. The fans are starting to build.
Coach of Wigan Warriors. Both of those players were with the Leyland Warriors earlier on last year.
High restart. There is Roberts. 12-point ball game, and a quarter of this game to go. Reminder, we do it all again Saturday afternoon. My mistake. Saturday afternoon.
Break on here.
Now there's a break up the middle, and it's taken in. 4 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. I think in my excitement I may have said Sunday earlier. I apologise for that. But we're back on Saturday.
Quick play the ball.
Oh, there's a knock-on from Halliwell.
Yeah.
As England looking to play the ball too fast and an error. But what they've got to do now, Carl, they've got to make sure that that error doesn't bite them.
Absolutely. You know, they need to try and restrict as many errors as they can. And of course, be so clean with the discipline. Thomas Duhalde. First involvement of the game on.
Yeah, he is.
Vargas with the ball in hand now, supplies to the big man.
Here they go now.
Here he goes. Anyway, they can't get hold of him, and he's over.
And he's weaving his way through, and he gets the ball out wide. wide, and the pass from Vargas goes on the ground, and that was a chance.
So let off.
Straight away, the substitute, Danny.
Right.
They knew where he at. Well, he proved what a threat he is there. He's a big, big man, but he's got the skill, hasn't he?
And he's certainly got the speed. He accelerates here in the chair. Passes the ball to Vargas. He can't quite give it to Nico Clausel.
Bashara offloads the ball again. They're trying to keep it alive. This time it's Joe Coyd with an offload. England starting to play hot. Halliwell gets it away. Collins is quick. Can he outrun the defence? No, he can't. They knew Willier was there to make the stop, but England come again. Bashara to Halliwell. Halliwell is engulfed with French defenders. There's a bit of a clash here. England wanted a quick play of the ball, but they can't have one. The chairs are parted quickly. There just is no time for stoppages in this game. It's end-to-end stuff. It always is in the wheelchair rugby league, and now England are attacking again. Can they move the ball out wide? They'll turn it back to Collins. Collins to Halliwell. Halliwell gets the ball away. Oh, he's put down. He's put down by Lewis King, and England's chance has gone begging. That was unbelievable again, but the pass to King was just too high.
Yeah, Champagne Rugby League there by England. I mentioned every time they've cut back under, dropped someone in on the angle, it's caused the French defence all sorts of problems. Perhaps the sheer size of the French, they're not able to manoeuvre the chair in time, but there's a kick over the top here, and Alazard's chasing. Can he get the bounce? He's got it.
He kicks ahead again. He regathers, and he drops the ball. Going for the corner, he couldn't get it in again. Within the blink of an eye, we go from one end of the field to the other.
Absolutely. End-to-end stuff, but it's there, look. King, he can't just quite take it in. He gets a paw, he gets another one on, and it's over his shoulder. And then from there, Alazard switches defence into attack. Then straight up the other end of the field. End-to-end stuff. 8 points in it. Or 10 points in it, sorry.
12, have another go.
My maths is all over the place
today. What do they say about front rows? Well, England have got a penalty here.
I can't keep up with the pace of this and do maths at the same time.
Well, it is 36-24, and we've got 17 and a half remaining. And anyone that is here tonight or watching this game live on the BBC Red Button, online, on the website or on the iPlayer, tickets are still available. On Saturday, we'll be back here on Saturday. From 4 as England bursts through again. Looking to work on the outside. Oh, they flicked it back in, and it was knocked out by a French hand. So England are going to get the ball back here. That was Joe Coyd. Almost a moment of magic from him down the side.
I hope that's the case for the viewers at home. Hope you've all been thoroughly entertained, because we certainly have here.
Here's Halliwell again. Oh, that's hit a French hand. That's going to be knocked down. So England will get another set of 6 here.
It's okay.
It's a penalty, I think.
Okay, offside.
Is it a penalty? Is it what?
Yes.
Well, England are going to get the ball back. Fresh set of 6 here. As Coyd works his way forward. Ball moves wide. Collins takes it in, but juggles the ball and loses it as he tried to get it on the ground. Whether he was still in the field of play is another debate, but he couldn't hold on to it. And England, maybe just a little bit of desperation in that pass.
It's threatening, isn't it? They tried the lock here. And out the back door flick. There from Halliwell. And it's Collins, and it's just that bit of execution on the end of it. We've seen it earlier from King. Perhaps if they get a clean catch on it. Certainly looking at an all-square game. But here's Delaware now.
He is running forward. He punts downfield. It looks to be running dead. It looks to be running dead. And thankfully, from an England perspective, it has run over the in goal. And there were a few grimaces from the French side there, Carl. I don't think they thought that was the play.
No, it was only Nico Clausel who anticipated that. Both of them two are teammates. Perhaps just reading off each other. Know how each other play inside out, week in, week out, the Catalan Dragons.
Here's Halliwell again. Gets a quick play of the ball. Ball down the short side to Bashar
in front of us.
And again, maybe on the television you don't quite hear it. It maybe doesn't come across, but when you're only in the arena here, some of the noises of these collisions, they're frightening, aren't they?
Yeah, sure are. And some of these guys in the chair are big men and all.
As Halliwell thought he'd got through a gap there. England have got 15 minutes left. 2 tries and 2 conversions they need. We're back Saturday to do it all again. 4 o'clock kickoff for that one as Halliwell kicks over the top. Ball skips forward, picked up on the line by Al-Azhar. Al-Azhar comes round and he's done well. He's been good, hasn't he, second half?
He has.
You get the feeling if France can get one more score, then they may well have enough.
Apart from the little kicks that France have put over the top, not really had much ball, have they, down there near England's try line? Been predominantly played in the centre of the field and more to our right in the good ball, the exciting part for England. And they get the ball again here, and it's Collins.
Big chance. Collins plays it. Oh no, he doesn't. Referee not happy with that. He'll tell Lewis King to hand the ball back, and England will start again. But this is prime real estate for them. This is where they want to be.
Yeah, you just get the feeling now that.
Ball now with Halliwell.
That's a change of angle.
Back on the angled run. Coyd sees the defence close, gets the ball back away. Here's Halliwell again. Can he outpace? He'll kick for the far corner. Collins catches it, and he's tackled by Al-Azhar on the line. The two smallest players on the field coming up with a big play there. There's a ball tackled again. England now looking. Bashara, ball over the top. The tackle is made. But I think there's a penalty here. I think there's been a push. The referee not happy with something that happened, and it's a penalty for England. The pressure really is boiling here.
Yeah, I missed what that penalty was for. I was watching the ball. Yeah.
Here goes Bashara down the short side. Halliwell turns it back inside. England trying to work France into trouble in the middle of the field. Halliwell gets a quick play of the ball. Ball's on the ground. Bashara's got to be quick, but he is quick. He may have to just submit in the tackle. That lost England a few metres, but crucially they've still got the ball back.
It's the last tackle, is it?
I think there's a couple left. I think that's the fourth. They've got a couple left. Here now goes King. They're trying to set up play now. Here come flooding through. Little dribble kick through. Regathered. Didn't have enough on it from Collins.
No. Tried to poke it through.
And Clausel there comes up with it. So France here are really starting to hang on. The clock, their friend at the moment with 12 left. One more score may do it.
Number 3! That play! 3! Go!
Ball now in centre field. Good run there from
Number
Duhal. Oh, scruffy play of the ball, though. England looking to capitalise on it. Halliwell just couldn't get there. He says he was taken off the ball.
Okay.
Well,
Number
he
5.
knew with the air, but well, you mentioned he's a big man. He's a big target to run around, as well as a kick thumps downfield. This could stay in goal, but one bounce too many. And that's the problem, Carl. When you think a ball's just running out, you know more than anyone. Yeah. It can take one bounce the other way, and all of a sudden it's a game changer.
Absolutely. Sometimes it can be your best friend. Other times it can be your worst nightmare. Whichever way the ball bounces, down to sheer luck, I suppose. But a super set there from England defensively. Yeah. Really restricted France to anything.
Yeah, they've just put on Hawkins there for Lewis King.
Just pace for pace, finisher for finisher there. Both of them know how to get to the try line.
They do, and it might be off a Bashara run like that one as he gets it away. I think he's just played it from an incorrect position, so he'll be told to wheel back and do it again. And now Halliwell, centre field. Certainly has been outstanding second half as Hawkins now runs into the two biggest defenders he can find. Flicks the ball away, kick over the top. How's the bounce for England? It's not a kind one.
It's too strong.
They just haven't been able to create off the kicks tonight, England.
No. They've either just not quite got the bounce of the ball, they've had too much weight on them. And for France, they've just allowed that one to usher out. They'll get the ball back.
Time off!
Or is it a goal line dropout? I'm not quite sure.
Well, maybe there was a touch on it, Carl.
No, I don't think there was. He's 20-metre restart with Bosson here.
Time off!
As we enter the final 10 minutes now.
Go!
10-point ball game. Beautiful dummy there from Nicolas Clausel. Duhal.
Yeah, working forward. He not overly fancy, is he, Duhal, but he just weaves his way forward. Here now is Al-Azhar, who's always looking to make something happen. He loses his tag, he checks. They can almost afford a slow play of the ball, France. They don't want to give any penalties away in possession. They're almost taking that extra second precaution as there's a physical confrontation far side of the field. Collins is getting there again. The referee tells him to get out of the way. Every second now, Carl, is crucial, isn't it, for England? They can't afford to waste any time.
Sure is.
5. Okay.
Kicks over the top. What's the run like now? Halliwell is back. Halliwell does well to get back in the field of play. Well, what's happened here? Has there been a knock-on? Was there 2 England players touch that ball? Again, the officials are in discussion about that.
They're going to decide whether that Halliwell gets caught with ball behind the try line.
Time off.
Well, they've stopped the clock here.
I think he got out. I think he done everything right. Caught the ball, evaded them.
I think the question, they signalled a knock-on. Did Dick touch the other England player before Halliwell got it? Bashara obviously is pleading his innocence.
And if we can get another look at that, perhaps.
And I think the referee agrees with Bashara. So his plea was in a good one. As Collins comes forward again. England need a game breaker. They need someone to break a tackle. Well, that's a penalty.
You can't be doing that.
Okay.
Thomas Duhalde just shoves in the back of Joe Coyd. It wasn't needed. Dumb, really. But it's Collins now. He'll look for a quick tap.
Yeah, let's just have a look at this chip over the top then. It was Halliwell who went for it. Oh, it's hard to see, isn't it? It was Hawkins who was back. Back to the real-time action. England flick the pass away. Collins has got quick. How on earth did he stay in the field of play? Well, he's been bumped over the sideline. And Collins is not happy, but England have turned the ball over. And again, at crucial times, England's passing hasn't quite been on point.
It's a bit of desperation. Trying something.
No touch.
Trying anything. Well, that time, Collins manages to regather, but he's bundled over into touch. And here's Duhalde. He'll be a relieved man. Giving away that penalty. And Bourson now to Al-Azhar. Al-Azhar has been involved in the French setup for so many years now, so experienced. Clossel. Collins going after the biggest man on the field. I love that.
But he's down, and England here are in trouble. And Al-Azhar, look at the pace down the sideline. And he's out of his chair. It was a great covering tackle in the end from Bashara. Wow.
Wasn't it just? Look at this. Al-Azhar, he just hits the goal button. Puts on the afterburners. Seb Bashara does everything he can, and you see the tag being thrown in the air. Desperate stuff.
Acting as interpreter here and explaining to Nico Clossel that what the rule is, and now he has got to have a shot. And you have to say, from a French perspective, this was the right decision all along, wasn't it?
Yeah, you would have thought so, wouldn't you? 12 points, 7 minutes left on the clock. We have seen back-to-back tries in this game already from England, but you just feel that France will have enough about them to see it out.
This is the biggest kick of the night. France haven't missed one all night. Here it comes towards the post, and he's missed it. And England have got it back in the field of play.
And Hawkins gets out.
Huge, huge moment in the game.
Number 2.
Coy desperate now.
Doing everything he can not to be tackled. Bashara onto Halliwell. Halliwell finds Collins.
What a collision, middle of the field. Collins gets the ball away. Flick pass now finds Bashara. Halliwell under one tackle. Gets it away. Flick pass to Collins. Collins over the halfway line. He's wrapped up.
Super play from England there. Everybody punching holes.
Number 5.
Ball coming forward. Oh, England have lost the ball. They've given away a...
But it's an unforced error with ball in hand, and that kick's not that he manages to get over there. Over Collins' head.
Ball, please, ball.
You feel that penalty's just sucked a bit of life out of England, but there is still time. They have to believe in themselves.
You're thinking cap on for the player of the match as well, Kyle. We'll come back to you in a moment or so for that one here. As the ball now flicked away, and here now come the French looking to wrap up the victory. Oh, what a lovely pass. They get it out wide. They're trying to power their way in, and they will score. Danny Denouille there has got the try that wraps up this test match for France. They will win. The world champions lead by 16 with just 5 minutes to go.
Yeah. And it was the pace at which Nicolas Clossel advances onto the ball. And the line from the big man here. Look at that, the pace from number 13 supplies that pass. And Danny Delaware cuts back in. It's been some impressive performances all over the park, really. England have had some, you know, with Seb Bashara, he's been everywhere for me. Tom Halliwell injecting himself into the game for a short period. And Collins, they have worked hard, but I just think that the ill discipline from them then, it's points again off the back of a penalty, isn't it? I just think England's ill discipline without the ball is what's cost them in the end.
Another big collision. Jeremy Busson out of his chair will be helped back in. Let's get your player of the match then, Carl, if we can.
Yeah, I just think that, you know, you again spoke Jeremy Busson, he's been everywhere, and he's ran them the player of the match so close. But I think you have to give it to this guy on ball now, number 13, Nico Clausel. Applies Busson, and Busson will go all the way over, race down the line, super score. I mentioned both of them in build-up there. Busson, he's been everywhere, so important in defence. But that man, Nico Clausel, was told before the game he's the best player in France's side. And he's had a number of try assists tonight, conversions. And once again, supplies a pass to Busson, who just sprints away, then big, long arms. And Halliwell, he can't keep up with him. And player of the match there, Nicolas Clausel. He said before that they've had a number of changes to the whole squad, really, over the last sort of 18 months. They've not played. And they've come all the way over here and put an emphatic performance in. A dominant performance. They've shown that they've been able to handle and absorb pressure when they've had to in defence and work together in a workmanlike way. And then when they've not wanted to, when they've needed to, they've just turned into a points machine, scoring tries from anywhere.
Yeah. I'm not sure 48-24 is a fair reflection on what we've seen tonight, but what has been a fair reflection is that when France have had chances, Kyle, they've taken them.
Yeah, they certainly have. I think probably the biggest learn for England.
There's another kick over the top, another chase downfield. This time Collins is back. And a tackle made. 3.5 minutes left, and England, who got back within 12 with a quarter of the game left, it was there, wasn't it, to be turned around, but they just couldn't quite find that next try.
Absolutely, Mark. I just feel that England have gifted France 12 points with those penalties that we've mentioned throughout the game. You know, you take them 12 points away, the game's drawing. It's a different mindset, perhaps a different outcome.
Yeah, another error from England, far side of the field as well. As the ball now goes forward.
It's okay. It's okay.
He'll be desperate to be involved in the next World Cup selection. He was part of the squad in 2017, but never actually played due to injury. He's so desperate to do everything right to make sure that he's part of that tournament next year. And Busson.
Here they come again, looking for another try. Oh, beautiful flick pass. Inside finds Mortz. He gets the ball away. Flick pass again down the short side. Oh, they're showboating now, the French. Showing the French flair, but England managed to get the ball and smuggle it down. But you get the feeling they're enjoying this, the French now.
Yeah, they can. These are the moments when you're in big games. You know the clock's on your side and you can just relax and enjoy it and throw it around. And speaking of throwing it around, Joe Coyd, he went hunting there on XIII. And Motsi played the ball now to Busson, who passes it back inside the Delaware.
Okay, yes, go!
There's another game to come Saturday at 4 o'clock. You can watch it live on the BBC Red Button. There's now Busson down the short side. I thought he was going to give it the American football pass now, but they are moving it from side to side. Ball moved out wide on this near side, but England make the tackle, but Busson again attacking, gets it away, Zitel on the overlap, looking for the ball back, but the tackle is made, and France looking for more points here. They want to put 50 on England if they can. Drop goal from close range. Thomas Duhal, he didn't mind that. That was a neat little bit of skill, and they are rubbing salt into the wound now. 49 points to 24.
Absolutely. Champions of wheelchair rugby league, and they're showing why tonight, of all that time off, and still have the class and finesse to score 48 points. Or 49 it should be.
49 it is now.
Time on.
Quality stuff. The coach will be so impressed. The players will be so happy. And for England, we've got to go away and lick the wounds and get ready for Saturday.
They have indeed.
To try and get anything out of this test series
for Saturday?
I think you would.
Okay.
As Collins does well, ball was tipped, it's batted back, England have got it back. Is there a late consolation for them?
Go.
Ball now here. Oh, Roberts has lost it.
I think for England, it is important to remember they are missing two or three players here. Josh Butler, I believe he's still suspended, and Jack Brown. Obviously, he was regarded the best player in the world. He's now applying his trade over in Australia. We will have more players to come into this setup, but, you know, in terms of the squad, I imagine the coach, Tom Coyle, will ring a couple of changes. And they'll have to come back out with all guns firing and perhaps a bit of a more disciplined approach. So I really do believe, again, that that's what's killed them. And there's full time.
And the French side celebrate. This means a lot to them. They've come to the home of their biggest rivals, England, here at Medway Park. And after a tight first 40 minutes, they really have laid on, blown England away. Any doubts about their ability to see out the 80 minutes were brushed aside. It's been a commanding performance from France, and one that will leave England scratching their heads ahead of a rematch on Saturday. Top quality rugby league game. We saw some outstanding tries today, Kyle, but this really was test match rugby at its best.
It sure was. And you know, you talked about some outstanding tries. You've seen some outstanding passages play, and particularly from England, perhaps on another day they get the end pass right. You know, particularly thinking about the one about from Nathan Collins and King. If they could just quite execute on them edges, well, you know, perhaps a couple of more scores changes the momentum, the outcome, and maybe perhaps of the game. But for France, they showed the class right throughout. They're so experienced. Most of their players 30 plus. And England's youthful side, well, they'll learn a lot from this, and they're going to have to as well. You know, next Saturday, they'll be wanting to put everything on the line to make sure that this test series splits again 1-1. But for France, you can't fault their effort, you can't fault the quality. 18 months without playing, to come all the way over here and put that performance in. You can see they're a special group with class all throughout.
Yeah, it's been an outstanding performance. The full-time score, England 24, France 49. Really was end-to-end stuff at times. The try that Collins scored for England will live long in the memory, but England have got to produce more than the odd bit of brilliance, Kyle, if they're going to get revenge on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, certainly, and I mentioned a couple of times there throughout that second half, the thing that they need to do the most is just be composed. You know, think of a couple of penalties, a couple of incidents where they've just tried to play the ball too quick without replacing the tags, and there's cardinal sin really. But understand fatigue in the game, whatever game, whether it's wheelchair or running, you can make mistakes under fatigue, and the best sides, well, they make the best decisions at speed whilst under fatigue. And tonight, I think France just did that perhaps a bit better, didn't they, Mark?
Great moment there. Bashara and our player of the match there, Nicolas Clausel, teammates in France, opponents tonight, but a nice embrace at the end as well.
Yeah, super stuff, and that's what the game's all about, isn't it? It's about making memories, friendships. But ultimately, once that full-time whistle goes, that's what it's about. But during the heat of battle, all that goes out the window. There's some fantastic stories amongst it all. You know, the Clausels, the family connection there. Obviously, Nikolai, he's only playing because he wanted to be part of a game that he could play with his uncle, given his disability in jail. Wonderful stuff he's there, and he's barking to them all now. He knows how important this win is. You can see the passion, the desire. He's probably saying to his troops, we go again Saturday.
That is not